Good morning. This is our last midweek devotional for Southwick Elementary School. And the school year, it's been a great blessing to meet on Wednesday mornings, normally in my room, and to have so many different people share a devotional or share music to encourage each other. In the scriptures, it talks so often about encouraging one another. In 1 Thessalonians 5:11, it says, "Therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." And that's been a great blessing because, normal school year, it's hard. It's like running a track meet. You need encouragement to run the race. I can remember I used to, years ago, ran middle school track and did well in 7th grade running a half mile. And in 8th grade, I decided I wanted to run the quarter mile because I didn't want to run 2 laps. I remember one of our first track meets. I'm in the half mile. Coach insisted I ran it, and as I'm running and getting done with almost the first lap, getting around that last turn, my coach was waiting for me on the inside of the track. I was in last place. And as I got there, he ran next to me and he was exhorting me to run, and if I'm going to run well. As a matter of fact, he ran 200 yards exhorting me to get going. It got me going. Not only did it get me going, but I ended up finishing that race and I won the race. The reason that was so important is I learned a lesson. I still have that ribbon. I don't have too many ribbons. And this is age. It doesn't look blue much anymore. But the reason I kept this ribbon is as an 8th grader, I realized if I'm going to be in a race, it's just not enough to be in one. Do your best. And Coach Freeman encouraged me to do my best that day, and it resonated not only for that race, but for life. And we've been seeking to do that during the first 3 quarters of the school year, encouraging each other, to exhort each other to do our best. But this last quarter's been different. We last met as a school March 13th, Friday the 13th. And since then, it hasn't been like a track race. It's been something else. I'm thinking this last quarter's been more like a human maze. Have you ever been in one of those? The corn mazes we have in the fall. I remember taking our kids to Florida for vacation, and we did a human maze. Well, let me rephrase that. They did a human maze, and I'm sitting up on top, and you could overlook and see the kids run through the maze. And my son, Stephen, and my daughter, Amy, were doing it together. And I remember Amy's last words before they started was, "Stephen, stay with me." And of course, her brother took off running, and she was doing it by herself. And Stephen got done fast, and Amy's going through, and I'm watching her, and she was getting discouraged, and she didn't want to do it. Why am I doing this? And I started exhorting her from the top. "You can do this, Amy. Don't give up. Amy, you need to take a left." No, honey, your other left." And as I exhorted her to finish the maze, and she got done, we were laughing about it after that, and we had ice cream together, sharing. And when you got done with that maze, it was encouraging that we got done. This last quarter's been a human maze. We haven't really known what's going on, and we've needed to encourage of what we're doing almost daily, and everything's been different. But through these devotionals, we've encouraged one another to keep going, to not give up, to remember our call as teachers, to love our students and help them do our best. And I just want to thank everybody. Thank everyone for encouraging me, and thanking the staff that we have done what 1 Thessalonians 4:18 says, "Therefore encourage each other." Hebrews writer says it this way, "But encourage one another daily as long as it is called today." May we just do that. Encourage everyone who's around you to not give up, to do their best, and encourage them to know that there is a God who loves them, who made them, that He sent His Son to die on the cross for their sins. That life is worth living daily, through the good times, through the bad, through a normal race, through a human race maze, that we need to exhort each other to love and delight in God, and encourage each other to live for Him. Thanks for a great school year, and thanks for encouraging this old man to not give up, but to press on to love God and to love others, and especially to love my students.